Hey everyone, it's April 9th. We are doing the editing of the Death Star control room closet day 4. It's nice to see you all in the morning for a change. I'm seeing on my iPad that there was a lot of freezing or pausing or whatever going on in during the streaming part that I wasn't seeing on the OBS. So hopefully it's not going to damage, or maybe there's too many people watching the internet at this hour as opposed to in the afternoon when I usually do these, right? So anyway, I have a doctor's appointment this afternoon, so I wanted to try and get some work advanced this morning. So it is now 10:14. I closed the office door so that the cats don't come and bug me. And I should be able to edit till about 12:30, so maybe 2.5 hours or so, like that. So if you pop in and to see what I'm doing, why not say hello? That's what's fun about the chats, right? So let me get straight to it. Let me find my DaVinci screen over here. There we go. So this is where we left off last night, 10:30. So I'm now showing how to fold the top part of the sort of like panels, box panels. It's the same as the other one, except that it's smaller in the center over here. Let me, before I forget, let me lower this so that you have maximum viewing of what you can see of what I'm doing. This I can move like this as well. Okay, are we ready? Yay! Oh, let me just make sure the camera tracking is on. And is it following me when I'm speaking? Yes, it is. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's get ready to get into this. And just do this. So like we did before, you're going to fold along these lines. This one goes. I'm going to have a lot of Frankensteining to do in that later in the next step. Try to make straight sentences. Here, it's a bit more fragile because it's not as thick. This line over here. This line over here. Okay. This one goes over, then this one goes, this one goes deep. Okay. This one goes over, then this one go. Okay. This one goes over, then this one goes, this one goes, these two go under. This one goes over. So bend this way. This one goes, these two go under. Over, then this one goes, this one goes, these two go. These two go under. This one goes over. So bend this way. This one bends over as well. Like this. Here also. And bends over as well. Like this. Here also. And then just like that. Okay, this one goes middle. And then just like that. Okay, this one goes. This one goes. This one goes. This one goes. This one goes inwards. So we have our curves that look like this. It looks like a straw that was crushed, doesn't it? Okay, this one, curves that look like this. It looks like a straw that was crushed, doesn't it? Okay, this one. Okay, this one towards the outside. Oh, my fingers are too fat. This one goes outside as well. Now, these all go inside as well. So in. You can put your finger over here in the rear to help. And you can put. And you can. And you can put your finger over here to help guide the fold there along the line. Just go slowly. When you see that it follows it properly, then you can press harder with your nail. But it should normally goes pretty well because of the guides of the V grooves there. So this one I want to fold this way. So this one I want to fold. So this one I want to fold this way towards the inside. This one I want to fold this way towards the inside. Then this one I want to fold this way towards the in. So this one I want to fold this way towards the inside. Then these all. Then these all go towards the outside as well. Here, this, and then this. Okay, and then these fold upwards. And then these. Okay. Okay, and then these fold upwards. This one goes down, but all the other ones go up. So up here, okay, and then these fold upwards. This one goes down. This one goes down. Okay, and then these fold upwards. This one goes down, but all the other ones go up. So up here, I think the cats are fighting. I hear I hear hissing behind the door. So this folds behind, folds behind. I hope I'm in camera because I'm not looking at the camera. I'm just concentrating on my folds here. And I still have some glue snot stuck to my fingers from last time there. There we go. Fold, fold, fold. This one folds inside. This one folds. This one folds inside with these. Okay. This goes inside or outside. This one goes inside up, inside or outside. Okay. This goes inside of these. Okay. It goes inside or outside. This one goes inside up, inside up, inside up for this one, and this one goes down. like that. So the corners over here go down, the corners go down, and all the others like that. So the corners over here go down, and all the others go upwards like that. And then all that's left is these over here like that. And then all that's left is these over here. And since I want perfect cuts, I'll do like I did before. Where's my X-Acto? The rear of the X-Acto, remember, not the top. I have my guide over here. A small scratch, really, is what you're doing. I didn't even check to see if I was in frame. Okay, and then this will go this way. So bend outwards, outwards, outwards. So this follows this. Okay, and then this will go. Okay, and then this will go this way. So bend outwards, outwards. This will, okay. I think I need to put that. And then what else that's is over here. And since I want perfect cut, I'll do. Okay, and then this will go bend outwards, outwards. So this follows this way. So this is what your folds look like. So this is what your folds look like for the top panel. Can you make that out? It just like I'm used to it, so I know what it's doing, but for you it might look weird, but it still looks like a bird. But see, these will fold inside here, and then this goes what your folds look like for the top panel. Can you make it just like I'm used to it, so I know what it for you it still looks like a bird. Will fold inside, and then this front, and then this goes in the back. Now these are a little smaller than the other supports because of the thickness of here, and what you want to do make that out. It just can you make that out? It just like I'm used to it, so I know what it's doing, but for you it might look weird, but it still looks like a bird. But see, these will fold in back. Smaller than the other supports because of the thickness. So this is what you're. Now these are a little smaller than the other supports because of here, and what you want to do is that for these, the top of the panel, than the other supports because of the thickness of here, and what you want to do is that for these, the top of the panel, you'll notice that over here, the top is flat and the bottom is angled, which means that when you apply your little spines here to the rear, you want to make sure that you're applying it properly, and you don't want to apply it so that your square over here is where the angle is, and that your angle is where the square is. You have to apply it is where the angle is, and you don't want to apply rear. You want to make sure that you're applying it. You Now these are a little smaller than the other supports because of the thickness of here. And what you want to do of here for these, the top of the, you want to make sure that you're applying it properly than the other supports because of the thickness of here. And what you want to do is that you want to make sure that your supports because of the thickness of here. You want to make sure that you're applying it properly, and you don't want to apply it so that your square over here is where the angle is, and that your angle is where the square is. You have to apply it you have to apply it this way. Do you see? So that your square straight line matches up, and then your angle matches up with the angle. So if it was on the other, so if it was on the other side, so it would look like this. Do you see? You have the straight line with the straight, where my thumb is, of the angle, and that will create in the back when you have it the right, and better when we get to that. So same technique, but this is small, and then your angle matches up with the angle. So it's same technique with the angle. So it's same technique, but this is smaller spacing. So it's ideal if you don't have big fat fingers. You probably will be what we want it, and then bring this down so that, and then smush it. What we want to do is put, so it's same technique, but this is smaller spacing. So it's ideal if you don't have big fat fingers like mine. You probably it'll be easier for you than me, but what we want to do is put some hot glue, smush it. What we want to do is matches up, and then your angle matches up with the angle. What we want to do is put some hot glue, smush it, and then bring this down so that your top here of this line or this paper where the angle is properly, and you don't want to other supports because of the thickness of here. These are a little smaller, so this is what your folds look like for the top panel. Now these are a little smaller supports because of the thickness properly, and you don't want to apply it. You have to apply it this with some hot glue, smush it, what we want to do is put some hot glue, smush it, and then bring this down so that your top here of this line or this paper, so that the top of your poster board here lines up with your folding guide, and then it matches up with this fold here as well as in the front there. Okay? Okay? So that'll give you your front piece, and then it's designed so that the folded, the front, it's make smush it, So a bit of hot glue. Put some hot glue top here of this board here, and then here, as well as in the front. So this is what your folds look like for the top panel. Now what we want to do is put some hot glue. So a bit of hot glue. What we want to do is put some hot glue, smush it, and then bring this down so that your top here of this line or this paper, so that the top of your poster board here lines up. So a bit of hot glue, smush it. You don't need as much this time because it's not as thick. Okay, then bring this down. Okay, then bring this down, pull it. Then bring this down. Then bring this down. Then bring this. Then bring this. Then bring this down. Then bring this down, pull it, and then align it flush like that. Make sure that this is nice and square here. There we go. I have some snot sticking out, that's normal. There we go. Do you see that? Next piece, push the, there we go. There we go. Do you see that? Next piece, push this backwards a little bit. Backwards a little bit. Push this back. Push this backwards a little bit. Next piece, push this backwards a little bit. Some hot glue. Smoosh it. With your nozzle, bring this across. Bring this. Bring this across. Press in the back. Make sure that it's flush here. I didn't even check. Okay, I had the sounds on. I wasn't 100% sure. Make sure that it's flush here. As much as you can. Okay, when it's dry. Only 11 in the morning. It's only 11 in the morning, but it feels like it's dinner time. Like all my time is all mixed up with insomnia I've been having since I was sick there. We had COVID number 4 about a month ago. It's not fun. It wasn't as much sick as the other times, but I was so tired and achy bones. My back still hurts a little bit. Okay, bring. Just wasn't as much sick as the other time, but it was so tired and achy bones. And achy bones. And achy bones, my back still hurts a little bit. Okay, bring this down. Okay, bring this down. You can pull it towards you so that it's nice and flush here, and then bring it flush with your top. Just like that. Just like that. And I'm going to go find fully now. I don't even know if I'm in frame. I keep forgetting to look at the camera to see if I'm in frame. Okay, last one. This little thing here. Can you see, where is it? This is hiding it. This one over here. Last one over here. Last one over here. Smush. Smush. Oh, that's a lot of glue. That's gonna make a mess. I can see it. Okay. Like that. Like that. Bring this down. Like that. Okay. Bring this. Pressing back. Ooh, it's hot. My fingers. It's making a little bit of a mess, but look at that. You. Snot. Come on. Usually you're able to use your nails to scrape a good amount to make it flush there so it doesn't look too bad once you put the stickers on. But you certainly don't want a big glob of glue there. Okay, the bottom is done. Now, okay, the bottom is done. Now we need to do this little corner piece like we had before. This piece is going to go over. Bottom is done. Now we need to do this little corner piece like we had before. This piece is going to go over like that, and it's going to go here. This is going to go, okay, so this piece is going to fold down. This is done. Now we need to do this little corner piece like we had before. This piece is going to go, this piece is going to fold down. This is going to go over. So you're going to have a 90-degree edge over here. Okay? I'm going to fold this. You see with the white? A 90-degree edge here, just like that. And then on the inside, that little flippy thing that we did there, that little flippy thing. That little flippy thing that we did there, that little pointy edge. Where is it? This. No. This little pointy edge, this little pointy edge is going to go towards the inside, and it's going to rest against here. So we're going to put a little bit, I'm going to bend this backwards. some hot glue smudged here. Then we're going to fold this over 90 degrees, fold this over, fold this over 90 degrees, and then bring it over the bottom, and then connect the two pieces here, and your edge corner, this corner should match up with the line, should match this corner, this corner should match up with the line over here. Do you see? Then you press this tight, then you press this tight so that you have a nice tight connection. Try to get as least amount of bubbles here or gaps. You'll be able to fix it after when you bring this flap open after, but for now we just want to have nice. You'll be able to fix it after when you try to get as least amount of bubbles here or gaps. You'll be able to fix it after when you bring this flap open after. Just want to have nice clean connections, but for now we just want to have nice clean. For now we just want to have nice clean angle connections over here. This glue, I really made a mess with this last piece there. Spaghetti here. Yeah, this, I don't know if that's going to cause it. I'll assemble, play with it once it's up. Okay, so now I want to do, okay, connection. Try to get as least amount of bubbles here or gaps. Okay, so now I want to do the same thing. So now I want to gaps. Now I want to do the same thing. Now I want to do the same thing. These edges, now because it's thinner, these are going to overlap on the folds that you already put over here. These are going to overlap these edges now because it's thinner. Now because it's thinner. Now because it's thinner. Now I want to do the same thing. These edges, now because it's thinner, these are going to overlap on the folds that you already put over here. So you're going to be just folding them in like this. You see? They're going to go in like that, but they're going to be glued to the rear of these pieces that you have on the insides now. It won't be glued directly to this piece, but since this is now attached to the edge, it won't be glued directly on the insides now. It won't be glued to the edge of this piece. It'll be super worry about. I'm hungry and tired. I am getting coffee. After I finish, I'm going to get a coffee after I finish. You know when you have a craving sometimes? Okay, so start over here. Oh. Start over here on the insides now. Start over here. A bit of glue there. Smudge it, bring it under, and then position it flush with the front there. Can you see that? I want this to be a nice corner here as much as I can. I want this to be a nice corner here as much as I can. There. You could use a piece of the old spine, that leftover spine, and press it, or you could even use a scrap piece of foam core like this, which is the same thickness, 0.5 centimeters, and stick that in order to be able to press here, and have this as a support, so that you'll have a nice clean edge there. Because your finger is not really made to fit in such a tight space. It could fit in, but your finger is rounded. So it wouldn't make a nice corner cut, you know, or corner angle. Okay. Okay. Number 2. Glue. Glue and smudge. Slip under. Slip under like this. Could use your foam core. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you align it, the top flush with your guide, align flush with your guide, and you want to have your angles over here connect with your folded top. And you could use your nail over here to push this tighter. Okay, that one's done. Now for here. Now for that one's done. Now for here. Lift that, lift that, stick it under, align the top here with your workstation. Align the top here with your white line, and then make sure that this line follows straight as well. Lift that, stick it under, align the top. Lift that, stick it under, align the top here. Align the top here with your white line. line follow. And then make sure that this line follows straight as well. Just like that. Just like that. It's almost more origami than diorama, isn't it, this one? Okay. Over here. Oh God, I almost put it in the front. Over here. Over here. Over here. Oh God, I almost put it in the front. Where's my glue? Over here. Some glue. Here. Oh God, I almost here. Some glue. My glue just fell. And just here, also the glue just fell. And just here. You might have to fold this back piece inside just to get this connected there. Press for a tight connection. Glue snot. Push this tight together. Push this. Glue snot. Push this tight together. I need a new chair. My bum is getting. I need a new chair. All the squeaks of this thing there, it just drives me nuts. My bum is getting all numb. This thing there, all I hear all day. It's like the Psycho knife song there. Okay, now I want to connect. How am I going to do this? I have to connect this piece under with this one. So I have to lift this a little bit and then stick the hot glue in there and then push these two pieces together over here. So a little there. I can't smush it because I don't have space. And I don't want to burn myself. And there's going to be a lot of glue that's going to stick out from this one. Okay. Take your scrap piece of foam core there and scrape it flush as you can. You want this as flush as you can. A piece of and scrape it. You want this as flush as you can. Over here, the air pockets in there. And then this flap will make it even cleaner after there. There. I think I'll have to cut one of these off. like I did the other one, unless I fold it all the way inside, but I'll see once I figure out the other end. So do I need to put this? I can't remember now if I, before or after I put the, the rear first. Okay, so now what I want to do is we need to put, I want to do, now what I, now what I want to do is we need to put the, okay, now I want to connect, how am I going to do this? I have to connect this piece I have to connect this. Okay, now I want to connect, how am I going to do this? I have to connect, okay, now I want to connect this piece under with this one. So I'm gonna, I have to lift this a little, I have to lift this. I have to lift this a little bit and then stick the hot glue in there and then push these two pieces together over here. So a little bit of glue. There. I can't smush it because I don't have space. I don't want to burn myself. There's going to be a lot of glue that's going to stick out from this one. Okay. Take your scrap piece of foam core there and scrape it. You want this as flush as you can. Over here, I want the two pieces to connect. I don't want any air pockets in there. And then this flap will make it even cleaner after there. One of these off. Unless I fold it all the way inside the other end. Glued the cap on before or after I put the first. Yeah. Okay, so now what I want to do is, you want this as flush as you can. Flap will make it even cleaner after, all the way inside, but I'll see. Once. So do I need to put this right away? I can't remember. You want this as flush as you can. Over here, I want the two pieces to connect. I don't want any air pockets in there. Now what I want to do is we need to put the, remove that. We now need to put these little spines on the rear here. Now, what you just have to remember is the orientation of this. Now what I want to do is we need to put the, remove that. We now need to put these little spines on the rear here. We now need to spines on the rear here. rear here. Then the other supports because of the at this side, so I want the angle to be over here at this side, so I'm going to put a pencil mark, I'm going to put, we now need to put these little spines on the rear here. Now these are a little smaller than the other supports because of where you have to apply it this way, matches up, and then your angle matches up with the angle. Your flat corner on the left is going to be at the top. So I'm going to put matches up, and then your angle matches up with the angle. So I'm going to put a pencil mark, angle there. Put a pencil mark like this so that you'll remember that this side is the angle. There. Angle there. Put a pencil mark like this so that you'll remember that this side is the angle and this side is the fronts. Okay? And just like we did before, I'm going to reflip this. Let's open them up because they will go over the back. Okay, and then the same thing here. Okay, now we have access to the rear. Now we have access to the rear to be able to flip this after. So we have our first fold over here, and that's where, so we have our first, like this, so that you'll remember that this side is the angle. And just like we did before, so we have our first fold where that this side is the angle. And just like we did before, I'm going to here be able to fold over here, and that's where the first support template gets attached to, right there. So a little bit of glue, minimal, minimal. Over here, 1 or 2 drops is all you need. And then I'm going to put it like this, aligned with the edge there of the fold. And I'm going to press it down, and I'm going to make sure that it, it's flush on both sides here. You want to make sure it's flush. And I'm going to press it down, and I'm going to make sure that press it down, and you want to make sure it's flush here on both sides and that nothing's sticking out. And again, you want your square end over here. And again, you want your square flat end over here to be on the side where you have the text. Okay? Left top. So if I go like this. So left top text. You flip it like this and you see you have the top right there. Top flat side. You have the top flat side here, the bottom. Now I'll flip it like this because it's easier to glue. So next template. So next here on both sides and that nothing's sticking out. And again, you want top text. You flip it like this, top, where you have the text. You want your flat end over here to be on the side where you have the text. So next template, angle is here. I'll flip this around. 2 drops of glue. So next template, angle is here. I'll flip this around. 2 drops of glue. Then align it to the left of my fold. Just like that. Make sure that it's parallel to your fold over here. It's parallel over here. Make sure it's parallel to your fold. Doesn't matter if you have some glue snots on the inside, no one will see it. Or that it's parallel to your 90 degree angle on the outside. Next one, next one, 90 degree angle on the outside. 2 drops of glue. This time you put it on the right side of your fold, just like that. It's the same technique as the middle. It's the same technique as the middle panels. However, this being shorter, it's a little trickier with your fingers. And it makes it a little more fragile and hard to manipulate. I hate how sometimes it gets out of focus. It's annoying. If you're nervous to know if you're taking it at the right place, you can always move it in like that relates to accessory. If you're nervous to know if you're placing it at the right place. You can always move it like this. You'll see that your pale gray should line up over here where you place your spine on both sides. That works well, and you see that your fold is in the proper space. As long as you have parallel, as long as it's parallel and you have the same gap, the proper space, and you see that your fold is in the proper space. As long as you have the same gap, it's fine. Next one. No, next one. On the other side of the fold, bring it closer. On the other side of the fold, bring it closer. Again, make sure that you're flush on the shoulder. Again, make sure that you're flush on both sides, like that. Oops, I pressed too hard. I almost made the glue. I might have unglued that one. Made a little bit of a mess. Yeah, you have to be really careful and work on it. There's that. Two more. I have to reglue this. I might have to reglue this one because it fell, sort of like the glue came off when I. See, this one is the glue dries really fast, and see, the glue dries really fast, and this one is not flush. It's sticking out a little bit on the edge over here. I might have to trim it a little later because I can't take this off. See how this one, it kind of like fell, folded. When I do this, it's really fast, and this one is not picking up the edge. See how it's like, oh. Okay, all our pieces are. Okay, all our pieces are in place. You can see that they match up with the light gray zones there. Now we'll have to trim the angle. Now we'll just have to trim the angle. Now we'll have to see that they match up with the light gray zones there. Now we'll just have to trim the angles like we did before. And I trim, actually I have to put it this way. I want to trim number 3. I want to trim number 3, so 1, 2, 3. Number 3 is here. I want to trim that this way. Then skip 1, trim this one. Skip and trim. Okay, I have my demarcations on the 3D there. Sound is on. Yeah, sound is on. Okay, I see it there. And over here, sound is on. Sound is on. These are a little easier to cut since they're not as thick. Okay, so these are a little easier to cut since they're not as thick as the other ones. So I'm just going to cut through. Just like that. Actually, I did that one a little too much. Well, I guess that's still okay. Like, it still presses against it, right? Then here. Too much. Well, I guess that's still okay. Like, it still presses against it, right? Then here. Did that one a little too much. Well, I guess that's still okay. Like, it still. I did that one a little like that. That's still okay. Still against it, right? Then here. Right. Then here. A little. Actually, I did that one a little too much. Well, I guess that's still okay. Like, it still presses against it, right? Still okay. Like, it still presses against. Still okay. Like, it still presses against it too much. Well, I guess that's still okay. Like, it's still and one more. Then here. Gosh. Now they're going to fold properly. Now they're going to fold properly. Now they're going to fold properly. Let's glue all the pieces. Let's put some glue. Now we can put some glue. Now we can put some glue and fold it over like this. So test run first. 11:25 already. I'm going to go take a little coffee break. I'm going to be right back in about 2-3 minutes. Be back soon. And we are back. Oh, my camera is all screwed up. Hold on a second. Reset. There we go. Okay. And then, of course, I had to play with Roxy over there in the back. She had to come for her playtime. Okay, so back to DaVinci. Over here. I want to finish this section before I leave. I have about another 20 minutes, 25 minutes before I have to get ready for the doctor appointment. So test run first. Get your pencil to be able to push inside. Since our finger can't really reach, you want this to be touching the ends over here. Touching the ends over here. Okay, try run first. First, get your pencil to be able to push inside. Get your pencil. Get your pencil to be able to push inside. Since our finger can't really reach, you want this to be touching the ends over here. Touching the ends over here. Okay, dry run first. This seems good. Okay, two little things of glue. God, I don't even remember what they're called. Two little things. The globs. Two little globs of glue. Put it around. Flip it around. Sorry, flip it around. Push this in. Push this. Flip it around. Push this in. And then press against. Make sure that you see that it's where the fold is. You want to line it near the fold, then you can press in the front on each side. Press here and here, and pushing down, contact on your two gray areas there. Pushing down, pushing down. Make sure that you see that it's, push this in and then press against. Make sure that you see that it's the fold is, you want to link it near fold, then you can press in the second fold, then you fold. Then you can press in the front on each side. Press here and here. Front. And pushing down. Contact. Just like. Okay. Now I'm going to fold this one back this way to be able to access just like this. Okay. Pull back this way to be able to access here with my pencil. push it in that. Some glue. On your two gray areas there. Just like this. Okay. I'm going to this one back. This is checking to be able to access. Keep with my pencil. I'll be able to check in that. Some glue. Bit of glue there. And then fold it in. Push that through. Fold it in. Push that. Okay. Press it. Press it just like that. In the front and in the rear. Press it in the front and in the rear. Now here we cut at the angle, so it's normal that it pushes in a little bit more than here, but once you put the flaps, it'll strengthen everything. You won't be able to squish it down. The double at the angle. Now here we cut. Now here we down. The double flap will strengthen here. Piece of glue. Actually. That's next up over here. Hi, Roxy. Glue. Okay. Next up over here. Hi. Cat's rubbing against my legs. She's saying she loves me. Fold back. What are you doing over there? Are you getting into trouble? Do I have to close the door? Fold back, fold in. Actually, I don't need to fold it back. Actually, well, yes. I want it to fit here, so hold on. Press that down. Press that down. Make sure this fits in and make this here. Hey, what you doing? What you doing? Are you coming to say hello to everyone? Eh? She's starting to be annoying. She wants to play some more. Press that down. I want to finish this. Sure. Keep your fingers pressed. Any spider webs or snots, move that away. Okay. Now I can lift this back out. I can now lift. I can now pull this back up. Okay. Now I can lift this back out. I can now lift it back out. And put the button there. And squish it, and squish it inside. And press down. Hey, get away from there. Hey, get away from the diorama. Get away. She was trying to get inside the trash compactor. I put aluminum foil around because they say that cats don't like to walk on foil or have foil touching their feet, but it seems for my cats they don't give a crap about that. And press down. Just that. Press in the corner. Now here we have a double. Now here we have a double flap. What you doing? What you doing and getting into trouble there? In the front here we have a double flap, which is excess. We have a double flap. In the front here we have a double flap. And what you doing? You can't come on the desk now. Oh boy. Well, it's nearing noon. I was hoping to finish it. Hey, what you doing over there? Hey? Knocking things over? She wants to play. She wants to play. Is my camera on over there? Let me see. I just want to finish this. I don't think I'll be able to. Let's go to tabletop cam. Here, come show the people what you do. I have to back up the camera. Hold on a second. You guys are not seeing enough of the beautiful little Miss Roxy here. Where's my zoomy? There we go. Okay, here. String and foam core. Let me back up even more. There we go. It's like if she's playing not dodgeball but tetherball. You buy her all these expensive cat toys at the pet shop and she wants nothing to do with them. Then I put a piece of foam core on the back of an elastic lanyard there, and she just loves this one. She plays with it every day. Hey Roxy. Shall we go to a front view? There. You see that? Oh, it's following my face instead of the cat. Hold on. Let's see if I can fix that. Taking the tracking off. And then having Miss Mew here be the one in the front frame there. Okay, try to eat it. Grab it with your mouth, like you always do. Oh, she took the piece of foam core. Where did it go? The foam core came off. And then after we play with that, then it's time to give some little treats. I should put them here for you to see. Then she leaves me alone for a while. Okay. Where's my Da Vinci? Okay, I have time to run back to this for a little while. Press in the corner. Now here we have a double. In the front here we have a double flap, which is excess. When you bring this over, you don't want layers that will make it too thick. See, you're pressing down on that. Bring this over. You don't want 3 layers. That'll make it too thick. See, when you're pressing it down. So I'm actually gonna do like I did in the medium. I'm gonna trim these off. Bring this over. You don't want 3 layers. That'll make it too thick. See, when you're pressing it down. So I'm actually gonna trim these off. So I'm gonna cut this off here. So I'm gonna cut this. So I'm gonna cut this off here along the end. Like that. And then here along the end. Like that. And then it'll allow me to get a nice clean over here. So I'm trying to trim this a little close. We'll fold it over here. So I trim this a little closer. the edge. Now I have it around. Fold over here. Just gonna trim this a little closer, and then like that, like that, and then it'll allow me to get a nice like that, and then it'll allow me to get a nice clean fold. Just gonna trim this a little closer to the edge. Now I have a clean cut over here. Can you see? So now this will attach here and it'll give us a nice fold. Now we'll be able to do one double fold here and then press this over like that. Okay. Okay. Now we'll be over here like that. It'll allow me to get it. Now I have a clean like that. Now we'll be able to do one double fold here and then press this. Let's start. It doesn't matter where you start really, which flap. See, this is your flat area. Over here is where. Let's smudge a little. It doesn't matter where you start really, which flap, which flap. Let's start. See, this is your flat area. Let's put. Let's smudge a little hot glue here. Okay. Then you're going to press it down along the sides and you're going to bring it over. You want a nice clean press edge, as much of a flat surface as you can. You're going to the back wall. You don't want, though it's going to be glued to the back wall, you don't want this sticking out. You don't want a big gap here. Okay? You want this as flat as possible. Don't put too much glue that it's going to make a bump, and then when you come and place this one, it'll make it so thick that you won't be able to wrap this piece anymore. Even though it's going to be as much of a flat surface as you can, even though anymore, be able to wrap this piece properly anymore. Okay, hot glue, smudge. Press down, and then like that. So make sure you have a nice angular 90-degree corner there, then press against the back. Make sure to press before it hardens. This glue hardens really quickly. Go. Do you see that? See how nice and clean that is? What? Again, again, push. Press it, around. piece, see, and piece, a drop, and then smush it. Press this, press down over here, and fold. It's especially important. It's especially it's especially important. It's especially important to press tight on the corners there, on the end caps. You don't want a big thick sticking out on this section. God, that's bad English. You don't want a big sticking out on this section. Oh my God, that's bad English, Frank. Okay, time for the other side. Okay. Okay, time for the other side. Work your way to work your way to the other, work your way back to where you started. Push, smush, flat. Just like this. One drop. Oh no. One drop. Then smush it. I might have to do this in time lapse. It's gonna make the tutorial way too long, and I think you all understand, if you're going to be building this, how the glue works. This part goes relatively quickly, and then the fun part is when you're applying the decals. That's when it's going to really come to life. I have a giant spider web here sticking to my fingers. Oh, I put way too much on that one. I risk burning my fingers. It's going to be hot. Fold. Fold it over. Nice clean edge. Fold and press down. Remember, you can press as hard as you want on the ends there where the white lines are, because that's where your supports are. Don't press hard in the center. You know the drill. You're going to cause a mess and you might have a cave-in. See, you should be getting nice. See, you should be getting nice angles like this. Okay, one more piece on spindles like this. Okay, one more piece. I'm just gonna get just in my. Oh God, I started. Look at where? Look at that. You see where it? You see that? You see it? There we go. Okay, let's do this one. Drop of glue. Drop of glue. Smush it. Now I have more spiders. I got. I got into the video. I'm not going to do that because this is so hard, and I will create a mess. We'll create a mess. Okay, nice clean here. Flush here. Flush here. Press hard on the corner edge. Just like that. Press hard edge. Press hard on the corner edge. Remove your spider webs. Jeez. Remove your spider webs. Jeez. Okay. Now you're going to want to put. Now you're going to want to put some glue over here, and we're going to flip this. Now you see how you're over here, and we're going to flip this. Now you see now you see how your flat surface and then your angle matches here, flat and angle. So when you fold it over, you get a nice clean end. And then it might there we go. Okay. Okay, a little bit of glue here. Do that first. Do that first. I want to pull this way as tight as I can to try to get my white mark. You want to try to get the white mark this way as tight as I can. To get my white mark. You want to try to get the white mark to match over here. So pull that. So pull that. So pull that, and then play with this to make sure that it aligns perfectly with the top and bottom there, and then press hard. Okay? Now we'll be able to fold this over. Because of the thicknesses, I get a little bit of a roundness here as opposed to a sharp corner. Because of the thicknesses, you might. Now we'll be able to fold this over. Because of the thicknesses, you might get a little bit of a roundness here as opposed to a sharp corner. But that's okay. Now I will put some glue here on the mirror. some glue here. I was putting it here, but then I'll burn my fingers because I'm sure I got too much. Not too much. Okay. Did I do the same thing over here? No. Actually, I'm not too keen on this. If you have too much of a fold here, you can pull this back and just cut it off. And I'm going to do that. That was a bad thing to do. Ow, I just burned myself. It's going to be glued to the back of the wall. I'm sure that I put too much. Okay. It's done. Did I do the same thing? Actually, I'm not too keen on this fold here. If you have too much of a, you can pull it and just cut it off on the rear. Put some glue here. I was putting it here, but then I'll burn my, because of the thicknesses, you might get, now we'll be able to fold this over. Press hard, okay? I get a little bit of a, I will, now I put some, here. Put it on my fingers. I'm sure that I put now we'll be able to fold this over because of, that was a, put some glue here. I was putting it here, but then I'll burn my fingers because now we'll be able to fold this over. That was a bad thing to do. Ow, I just burned myself. Because of the thicknesses, you might get a little bit of a roundness here as opposed to a sharp corner. It's going to be glued to the back of the wall anyway. Okay, remove any snots that you look peeling skin, but it's in school when you used to put the okay, our piece is done. Our piece is done, just like this. You should have one side that is like a square over here, and then you have one side that you could see is angled. Okay, now we're just going to repeat that. Now we're just going to repeat that. Now we're just going to repeat this for the other side. Now we're just going to repeat this for the other side, and we can move on to the centerpiece. Okay, and this is what it looks like. Just like our piece is done, just like this. Okay, and this is what it looks like. Just like the center middle one, and this is what it looks like. Just like the middle one, but not as thick. And this is what it looks like. Now we're just going to repeat this. It's going to be glued to the back. Our piece is done. Just like this. You should have one side that is like a square over here. And this is what it looks like. just like the middle one, but not as thick on the insides here. Okay, let's do the other one and we'll be done. The middle one. Okay, we should now have our two now we're just going to repeat this over. That was because of the thicknesses, you might get a little bit of, it's going to be glued to the back of the, just like our piece is done, just like this. You should have one. You should have, now we're just going to repeat this for the up, and this is what it looks like. Just like the middle one, but not as thick on the insides here. Our piece is done, and this is what it looks like. Just like the middle one. Our piece is done, and this is what it looks like. Just like the middle one, but not as thick on the insides here. You should have one side that is like a square over here, and then you have one side that you could see is angled. Okay, now we're just going to repeat this for the other side, and we can move on to the centerpiece. Okay, let's do the other one and we'll be done. And we can move on to the centerpiece. Okay, let's do, now we're just going to repeat this for the other side, and we can move on to the centerpiece. Okay, let's do the other one and we'll be done. Now we're just going to repeat this for the other side. Okay, let's do the other one and we'll, okay, we should now have our two bottom bases. Okay, we should now have our two bottom bases over here. We have our middle sections and our top sections. Now we can work on the middle part. Okay, that's a good enough place as any to stop. Okay, now that the two middle sections are done, we can move to the top section. Okay, that's weird that this is there, but yeah, I might have to place this elsewhere. Normalize audio levels. Okay. Okay, now that the two middle sections are done, we can move to the top section. Now that the two middle panels are done, we can move to the top panels. Delete. I'm going to raise that here. I'm going to put my red mark. Where did we start today? We started here. 342. $15.20. We did 20 minutes of editing. Not bad. Good chunk. Why did this not show up there? There we go. Okay, now I'm going to remove this so I don't get confused. Save. Put my big screen lovely face for you. So that's what we did this morning. I'm glad I was able to get a good chunk done in the 2 hours or 2.5 hours that we did. Hey Darth, I didn't even see you there. J'étais tellement concentré dans mon montage. C'est comme tu as eu la chance de faire 20 messages. Hold on. Hi Frank, just in time for origami hell. Ça te donne des cauchemars, huh? You remember that when you did that. I should have tried with contact glue this part. Actually, that probably would have worked well. Glue stick takes too long to dry, but with the contact rubber, like we had in school, ça pourrait être pas pire, ça, comme idée, because then it would sandwich it together, and I think it dries pretty quickly. Normal time for the first, then speed up. Yes, looks good. You're so focused, you haven't even seen me. We just said the same thing. That's funny. C'est vrai que j'étais tellement dans ma bulle, j'ai même pas regardé sur le côté. Usually, sometimes, from time to time, I turn my head to look at the iPad because I don't see the. I put it in a place that's too much out of my peripheral vision. So normalement, je vois comme des petits mouvements de texte, and it makes me want to turn my head. That's funny. I wasn't doing it on purpose. I think you know that, right? So anyway, well, thanks for chiming in vers la fin, and I'm sorry if I gave you some nightmares of remembering what the hell it was to build this part. And you did it without the instructions, without the tutorial. You actually figured out from the blueprints how it all fit together. So that's pretty impressive on your end. So anyway, I'm just going to say I have to go to my doctor, get ready for my doctor's appointment. So I'll try to get back, do another maybe 2 hours tonight after dinner. Ça se peut que tu sois déjà couché. I'm not sure, but anyhow. So we're moving this forward. We have about I know we have 18 hours of footage in total, and we just finished editing at the 4-hour mark of the first trim. Oh, j'ai l'impression que ça va être un autre 10 jours avant que ça soit fini, cette affaire-là. Okay, well, I have to go, so I'm going to do this, and thank you for joining me, and I will see you on the next live stream.